Manga-Waido.
My name is Keita Tajima. I was an only child and crazy as a kid. When I was in kindergarten, I fell and tripped a lot. I had scratches all the time. Playing was just so much fun, and I didn't care about injuries. But when I became an elementary school student, I slowly stopped playing outside. I stopped being able to hear. I noticed that I couldn't hear cars or bicycles. I could hear my friends in a quiet room, so we would play card games at home. I figured my hearing would recover eventually. But instead, it kept getting worse. And by the time I was in middle school, I could barely hear in one of my ears. The other ear was also starting to go bad. The doctors diagnosed me with bilateral sudden sensory neural hearing loss, BSNHL. Apparently, I would lose my hearing completely by age 30, just like my grandmother. It's a genetic disease.
I'm sorry, Keita. I wish I could switch places with you.
My parents cried and looked like they felt guilty. My grandmother was also repeatedly signing, "I'm sorry." But it's not like anyone was hurt. I always spoke to my grandmother with sign language, so I didn't really think that it was that difficult. I actually enjoyed my life in school. At school, I took some special classes along with regular class. I got support from my teachers as well. I talked with my friends, talked through our phones. Sure, it was kind of annoying sometimes. But more than that, I was just lucky to be blessed with so many great friends. Life was fun. After college, I actually enjoyed my life. By then, I had a cochlear implant, so my hearing had improved quite a bit. I could sit close to the front during lectures and read the teacher's lips. The professor thinks I'm one of the hardest working students, and my grades have improved.
Tajima, great work. Your report was hands down the best report of the bunch.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, did you know that there's a sign language club at our school? The members want to learn how to sign, so how about you join and teach them?
I met someone in my sign language club.
Hello, I'm Hina. Pleasure to meet you. Teach me.
I was able to get along with a beautiful girl named Hina. She was in the same grade as me. Since I was hard of hearing and had a cochlear implant, a lot of other students were a little hesitant when hanging around me, but she treated me incredibly normal. She invited me out to drink and eat. She told me stories about her daily life, like how she argued with her friends or complaints about a professor. Not only was she beautiful, but she was so positive and bubbly. And that's why I fell for her. But I kept my mouth shut because I figured even if I asked her, she would never fall for someone who was hard of hearing. But after about 3 years...
I have always liked you. Please go out with me.
Really? She confessed to me? Was this a dream? I pinched my hand, and it hurt. It wasn't a dream. If you're okay with me? Absolutely. I answered immediately. We became lovers. She invited me out even more. Cafes, movies, aquariums, mountains, beaches, barbecues. The world was so full of things to do. Every day I spent with her was a blessing.
I love being around you. If we ever get married, this is just gonna keep on continuing.
Married? I didn't know she was thinking that far ahead. I wasn't only surprised, I was shook with joy. I was about to cry.
Do you not want to?
Of course! Let's get married! I'm going to propose to you and everything!
I'm so happy. I'll be waiting.
However, those days would come to an end after we became regular employees. I was hired with a special needs company, and Hina worked at a separate company. We were both busy, so we couldn't really spend enough time with each other. Hina worked at a department store, so she worked Saturdays and Sundays. She couldn't even send me messages. I wish I could see Hina. I wonder what she's doing. Maybe I should ask her if we can try to get our break times to match. 2 years after joining the company, I was able to get PTO. I figured I would take my time off with Hina and asked her what her plans were. Hey, when are you free?
I'm not sure. My shift hasn't been decided.
Then why don't we take PTO at around the same time? We can go to the manhwa cafe. You want to go there, right?
Oh, it wasn't too good, so I'll pass.
Huh? You already went?
Yeah, with a friend. Sorry. Oh, I got a message from a coworker. Gotta reply to this. He's scary. Sorry.
Okay. Her answers were very empty. Later, I invited her to the movies that we were supposed to watch together. She told me she had already watched it with a friend. Days turned into weeks that I didn't see her. She was cold and slightly distant. What did I do? I was worried, and I saw something. She was walking with a handsome man. No way. Is she cheating? That person you were with today, who was it?
My stepbrother.
I asked her who she was with that day, and she responded that it was her stepbrother. I'm not going to say I suspected foul play, but it was also a fairly cliché lie. However, no matter what I asked, she wouldn't answer, and I kept getting ignored and left on read. This is just weird. She has to be cheating on me. Then she suddenly asked me to meet up with her. I'm still happy when she invites me out, even though she's being cold. I put my adult clothes on and headed to the meetup restaurant. However, she was waiting with the worst thing I could imagine.
I want to break up with you.
What?
You're not very rich and you always invite me to crappy places. Honestly, I don't want to keep this kind of life up.
But I was recently promoted.
Yeah, but the pay isn't much better, right? I can't marry someone who's poor. A rich person I work with actually wanted to date me with marriage in mind, and I'm already engaged. So, let's break up.
That's not okay.
I'm scared to imagine my kids getting your shitty genetics. You're not that good looking. It's pretty normal for a woman to want good genes, you know. If you like me, you'd understand.
She smirked at me with a devilish smile, and I was distraught. This was not who I was dating. I didn't care anymore. This is what I said. Okay, I understand. Sorry I wasn't enough for you. Thank you for everything.
As long as you understand. Bye-bye.
But let me say one thing. Maybe I live a pretty boring life, but I have almost $4 million.
Huh? Are you serious? You're just lying because you want to keep me. Bye.
Hina left with a terrible smirk on her face. That's how I was dumped. I spoke to some friends from college who told me that she just wanted to be the girl that was nice to a handicapped person.
Hina would say if I'm nice to Kita, then the people around me will think I'm a nice girl. Then I'll have free pickings. When she was drunk. You two are getting along so well. I thought she moved past it, and we're just dating regularly. But now that I think about it, I should have told you. I'm sorry.
Apparently, she didn't love me to begin with. I was pretty sad for a while, but I didn't have any regrets after that. I worked hard and met someone else at work. 3 years after I broke up with Hina, I married a coworker. She was cute and honest and loved me for me. I was glad that I didn't marry her. I had kids and life was good.
Huh? Keita? You live here?
I saw Hina when I was outside of the house. She had gotten quite fat and older. I couldn't even tell it was her at first.
You're kidding. You live in this mansion? You actually have $4 million?
Hey, it's been a minute. Yeah, my parents own land, so I used some of the funds they gave me to invest. I don't like when people know I'm rich, so I normally live a boring life.
I see. Do you want to try again? My husband is stingy and is rich, but won't let me use any of it.
Are you serious? I'm married and have kids. Oh, and this is my private mansion, but my real house is somewhere else, so don't even try to just wait. I won't show up. My wife and kids came out after I left, holding their hands. Hina was just sitting there in the dust. Afterwards, I spoke to one of my old classmates, and she apparently tried to break up with her husband, but
If you're gonna divorce me, give me all of the money you spent while we were married.
she'd been forced to stay in the marriage. Because of stress, she was binge eating and had been getting even fatter than before. She didn't even look like she used to. Because of that, her husband got tired of her, and they're always fighting over him cheating on her. Well deserved. I live with my lovely kids and wife, peacefully. I don't ever want to see her face again.